What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Bustin' Balls. I'm your host, Eric Pinnell. OW20 is my squirt. I do man shit in this 100% wide own podcast. How's everybody doing out there, huh? You guys living a good life out there? You putting titty nipples in your mouth? Your old lady staying off your back? That's half the battle, right? You know how bad it messes up your world when your old lady's on your back and stuff like that, and she's unhappy, and you're just like, I can't even focus on anything else. I have to now focus on making you happy. And that's taken away from all the other stuff that I need to focus on. That's gonna like move us forward as a people, and as a family. Sometimes that could do that. Luckily, my old lady's been staying off my back, and I can focus on other things like being a father and business owner and failed comedian, stuff like that. You can still focus on and podcaster and move on with my life, Super Bowl's coming up. I don't know if you guys want to talk about the Super Bowl. Honestly, I'm like torn. I don't know if I'm going to watch the Super Bowl. I don't know if I want to watch, all over the halftime show. Like, I've never thought that, like, I'm not going to watch the Super Bowl because of the halftime show. I mean, even when the Super Bowl is putting up terrible acts like the Doobie Brothers, I've never even paid attention to the Super Bowl halftime show. That's usually girl stuff. Like the Super Bowl halftime show is usually girl stuff. Now they're telling you that you're going to have to watch Bad Bunny, which I can barely know who Bad Bunny is. I get it. He's a something artist, Latin artist or whatever. Whatever the correct term is that you don't want to try to drag me through the internet and call me a boomer because I don't know what kind of music he has. I don't care. I really don't. I don't really care about his music. I have nothing negative to say about his music. But to be honest with you, I don't want to watch a dude wearing a dress at the halftime show and then talking to, half the country like you guys are terrible people and you need to do this. Because that's what it's going to be. That's basically why people don't want to support it, where they're just going to go, oh, okay, I'm going to be getting, having some drinks, enjoying American football with my people, and getting together and stuff. And I got to have somebody preach to me to my face that I'm a bad person and I should make different decisions about my beliefs in America is what basically they're going to preach to you. There's no way that Bad Bunny's coming out and just going to do his music and go in a dress. He can come out in a dress and just go, all right, thank you guys. It ain't going to happen. Okay, there's going to be some message. There's going to be some weird costumes that are coming through and some transgender gay guys and weirdo women with beards coming through. Guarantee that's what it's going to be. And I just don't want to watch it. And it has nothing to do with I'm anti this or I anti that. Look, man, most people do not care about gay this, gay that. It's the fact that your agenda is constantly jamming it down my throat until I bend the knee and just go, okay, keep jamming it up down my throat and jamming it up my ass. All right, you guys won. No, you guys can win, but like enough of it already. All right? You don't see, nor I would probably enjoy it either, where like everything would, because dude, let's be honest, this whole gay thing and the whole diversity is our strength, people. That's their religion. Okay, let's be honest. They go, no, that's not religion. I get it. They go, that's not our religion. That's just us being good people and you being terrible. Okay, there you go again, preaching me how I'm a terrible person. I'm married to a Mexican woman and my son's half Mexican. If we're playing that reward system, if that's what we're doing, are we playing that reward system? Because guess what? Somehow me talking like this and me even playing your reward system where I go, my wife's Mexican, first generation, and my son's half Mexican and half white dude. But for some reason, since I say these words and I try to play your reward system, for some reason my rewards, I still don't, I get like a portion of rewards opposed to somebody with like a nose ring and colored hair. And it's like, I'm a single mother. I'm a single guy. I'm binary this, binary that. My pronouns are this. Those people somehow, the reward system gets way more points on the reward system. You have to be in line. And that's what the halftime show is going to be. It's just going to be a lot of that. Instead of old boy just coming out and just doing his music, doing the bangers and saying, thank you for allowing us here. And thank you so much. Now more people know who Bad Bunny is. And that you think that's how they would do it because that's how companies do it, but not these guys. You go, I'm an artist. Okay, I get you. You're an artist. You're in a dress and you're doing some tranny stuff. It's honestly like almost the most hackiest stuff that you could even come across now. I mean, it's so, and I get it. They're artsy type. All right, whether people believe it or not, I'm very artistic myself. I have art in me. I've always had art in me, and I got that side of me, and I respect it. Art is, stand-up's an art, okay, whether people know that or not. Comedy's an art. I mean, you got to have some kind of intelligence for comedy, whether you believe it or not. But dude, for some reason, I just know that like art is the art, and then you judge the art. These guys, they're coming with a message, and I don't know if I want to watch that. Long ass story short, I don't know if I want to watch that. I don't even know if I want to support the product anymore. I mean, this is the first time I've thought about not even doing fantasy football anymore. And I'm very good at fantasy football. I'm very good at it. I mean, look, there's lots of people that are very good at it. I was very good at fantasy football early on. And then people have caught up to fantasy football and they've gotten better. So I might not look as good as others now because people have caught up to fantasy football, but I still have a high skill set of fantasy football. I don't even know if I want to do fantasy football anymore just because I don't even want to support the product of the NFL. I mean, this is clearly a decision that they're making. You know, and I know that they're trying to get younger people. I know they're trying to get women. I know halftime show type stuff is for the women. Okay? That's what it's for. They're trying to sell products. They're trying to, I get it. It's just what it is. But then there's other like terrible things that the NFL does, like their Pro Bowl. Like what are they doing with the Pro Bowl? Like we already had the answers for everything, and you guys had to mess it up. And I get it. You had CTE and you had this, and you're trying to do this, and you have contracts, and you're not trying to mess up future seasons over a Pro Bowl. And again, I'm not a guy that thinks that when you do the Pro Bowl, you got to go hard. But if you look at the NBA, not to jump sports, but if you look at the NBA's All-Star game, that's a joke. It's terrible, okay? If you look at the NFL's Pro Bowl now, they're out there playing grab ass. Isn't it flag football now or touch football? I don't know which one it is. But it's definitely not what it was when it was great. Remember when, like, a lot of you guys aren't old enough to realize when the Pro Bowl was, like excellent. It was great, all right? I mean, the Pro Bowl used to be like a thing. All right. And it used to be something for the fans, and it used to be something for the Pro Bowlers that actually made it to the Pro Bowl. Look, I'm a Cleveland Browns fan, and I'm happy that Shedeur Sanders had got an opportunity to showcase what he possibly could be and what he is. And you could have your opinion on what Shedeur Sanders is or not, and maybe you've only seen a sample size of what he could do, and then also the talent that the Browns had is not there to actually showcase most quarterbacks of what they would have, because Browns didn't have a number one receiver. They didn't, they're just, and you could argue about, Kevin Stefanski's, offense. First of all, if Kevin Stefanski of the ex-Cleveland Browns coach, if he's so good, if he's such a quarterback coach, why couldn't he do nothing with Deshaun Watson? I get it. You could say he's washed up. I don't know. Maybe not. After seeing Stefanski with quarterbacks, look what he did with Baker. I don't know. Baker seemed to get better when he got with other coaches. Look what he did with Shedeur. Look what he did with Dylan Gabriel. I mean, I don't know. Honestly, when I watched Kevin Stefanski's offense with the Cleveland Browns, it looked like freshman high school football. It just looked real basic. It looked real boring. And I don't really believe, and I'm not believing all in, that this guy's like some quarterback guru and stuff. And but to circle back around, Shedeur Sanders is in the Pro Bowl. And I get it. It's a popularity contest. The guy doesn't deserve that. Okay, it weakens the Pro Bowl. I'll tell you another thing the NFL's doing wrong. How is Bill Belichick not a first ballot Hall of Famer? How is that? So with these things and many other things, it's like, how do you support the product anymore, where you just go, why am I wasting my time with this? And it's something that I don't even like that much anymore. It's like, well, I think I need to take my time and put it on something else that I enjoy currently. Okay? Yes, as a young man and as a child, I enjoyed the NFL. But there's things now that the NFL, I do not enjoy a lot of it, man. A lot of it. I mean, the quarterback play in the NFL is terrible. And these guys probably want to get more teams. It's like, more teams? You want to put an expansion team in like Europe or something like that, or Germany somewhere, or England? The product is pretty terrible now. I mean, it's there. You really literally have about 8 quarterbacks in the whole league, and then the rest of the quarterbacks are just real fucking middle of the road. They're just not that good. The running backs, you literally have probably 4 running backs in the whole league that you're like, whoa, that's a running back. And the rest are all just like, eh. You probably have 4, 5 wide receivers in the whole NFL that you're like, whoa, that guy is world class. And the other ones, they're great athletes, but they're just like, yes, the tight ends have brought their game up. Yes, the tight ends, yes, the defense, they're all high-level athletes. I'm not arguing that NFL players are not high-level athletes, but the product has just got garbage. And long story short, I don't even know if I'm going to watch. I got to clean my nose. I don't even know if I'm going to watch the Super Bowl. I don't know if I want to support the product anymore. I don't care. It's mainly I don't care. And it's not because my teams are not there. It's just everywhere you look, it's just garbage. It's just garbage. And I'm not even a guy that's like, fire Goodell. Fire Goodell. I don't care. You're going to bring in somebody that's exactly like him. It's just like any liberal city in America that's just going to get a new mayor. You're just going to get somebody that's just like this person, but looks a little bit different and sounds slightly a little bit different, right? It's like Chicago getting out Lori Lightfoot and bringing in fucking this dipshit. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. It's like California getting rid of Gavin Newsom. You're going to bring in another dipshit because you guys like dipshits. You guys like the way it looks, but not how it operates. That's basically what it is. They want it to look a certain way, and they could care less how it operates. That's the liberal communist way. It's like, look, we want it to look like this. We want a woman that is a man now that took pills and has a beard and wears man clothes and talks tough, but weighs like 123 pounds. And that's what we want it to look like. And they can't run nothing. They get up there, they say all the words and everybody that they like some, their ears go up and they're like, woo, 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 woo. As the cities, the companies, they're ran like shit. I mean, that's just what it is. Let me wet my whistle, guys. So yeah, dude, it's I don't know. Bill Belichick not getting into the Hall of Fame, first ballot. Out of the 50, I think it's 50 votes that votes for him. If you can't vote Bill Belichick in the first time around, who gets in? Seriously, what coaches get in on the first time around? I mean, he's done it all. And again, you could say, well, he did this negative. All right, now let's start counting the positives, what he did. It's endless, man. If that guy is not a first ballot Hall of Famer, your product's a joke. Honestly, the 50 people that voted for him, all of them should probably lose their voting status. Like, if you don't vote Bill Belichick in, it's like we're revoking everything and we got to get a new system. We got to either vet new people because we got to recalibrate this because you're not pointing you're not pointing north on this, okay? You're just not. All right. And there's players that I get it. First of all, and I've said this on social media, and people go, well, he got in as a senior status or whatever it was. When Sterling Sharp, Shannon Sharp brother, gets into the Hall of Fame, and I get it, he went in as like a senior vote or whatever that is, however they do that. If Sterling Sharp gets into the Hall of Fame, and I know it wasn't first ballot, and Bill Belichick doesn't get in first time around, this whole thing's broken. What are we talking about? Sterling Sharp shouldn't even be in the Hall of Fame. Dude, I thought Hall of Famers were like the elite. That's it. Isn't the Hall of Fame supposed to be like SEAL Team 6 type? It's supposed to be the best of the best players. It don't feel like that anymore. Now it's just like, oh, we liked him. Oh, he did pretty good. He had a good career. There's lots of guys that have had good careers and they're not Hall of Famers. That's just it. Not everybody should be a Hall of Famer. Not everybody is a Hall of Famer, okay? It's insulting to Steve Largent, that's a Hall of Famer. It's insulting to Joe Montana, that's a Hall of Famer. Lawrence Taylor, that's a Hall of Famer. Deion Sanders, that's a Hall of Famer. Emmitt Smith, that's a Hall of Famer. I mean, you're supposed to be the elite of the elite. You know what's bad is when podcasters and fans of the game have bigger standards than the actual organizations. Isn't that pathetic? Isn't that pathetic when regular citizens have higher standards than even the government that runs the government? Where you go, hey, we should have higher standards for this, right? They're stealing $19 billion worth of funds up in Minnesota there, and you should investigate it and maybe cut it out, or maybe I don't know, put a lock on it, and then we got to change our standards of how we hand out government money. And they're just like, yeah, look, there's a little fraud there, but we're not going to look into it. We're not going to look into it at all. You know, California can't build a damn speed train 15 miles and then not spend $2.5 billion or whatever the numbers it is. and nobody even wants to go, hey, where'd that money go? You know, California doesn't want to look into how, I don't know, they got, how many homeless people are in California? You ever go to California? I tell you what, man, there's places now, like when I vacation or I go, I just look at it and I think, why did I come here? Like when you go to California, you drive around in your rental car or you're in the back of an Uber and you're just like, why did I even come here? I mean, this place is all graffitied up. Everything is dirty. I get it. There's a lot of humans here. I understand how that makes things dirtier. I got no problem with that, but everything's like graffitied and spray painted on every street sign and like whatever. Everything's ugly. And then you check into your hotel and you're just like, here's a lot of money for the hotel, and then which no problem spending money on good hotels, but then you go outside and it's like nothing but homeless, and the air smells like piss because everybody's pissing on everything, and you're like, God, why does it smell like piss here? And then you know, you go to dinner and that's expensive, no problem buying an expensive dinner. Then you walk outside and it smells like piss and a homeless guy's bugging you. You can't even, dude. Every time I go to like San Diego or LA, I try to eat on the patio because it's like, it's nice weather. Let me eat on the patio, like a people watch. You know, I got my wife and my beautiful wife here. Let me eat. There's a goddamn homeless guy asking me to can I give him some money? It's like, dude, get out of here. Like, I'm trying to eat here, okay? And this is where the world's at now. This is where the world's at. And again, dude, the lack of my podcasting is I feel like I'll write down some ideas and then I'm just on here just complaining. I don't even want to be that guy. I don't think the internet needs another white dude on the internet just complaining. You know, I don't think the internet needs to be on here, you know, talking about ICE and whether you're for it or not for it and stuff. You know, and how you should abolish ICE. Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. How it's like, I get it. Abolish ICE. Let's abolish the police. Let's defund the police. Let's defund ICE. Let's defund the police. You know, let's see where that goes. You know, you let in 14 plus million people on the last administration. And God forbid the next administration goes, hey, I think we got to get some of these guys out of here. How do you do that? Well, I don't know. When they get arrested, the sanctuary cities don't even let you come into the jails and take them out of the jail, is how I understand it. Like if they did it that way where you get arrested and they go, yeah, let's call up ICE and we're going to call up those people and they're going to come get you because you're not a citizen here and you're breaking laws here and we're not going to deal with you. They're going to deport you. They don't even do that, I'm pretty sure, is how I understand it. They don't let them into the jails. If they would just let them into the jails, they would take the criminals that the local police arrested and you could just come get you and get you out of there. They don't even want to play ball with that because you know why? They don't want ICE and them to come in there and deport this criminal that's not even a citizen in the country. They don't want them to do that because that person might have family that votes in that town and you won't get the vote for it. So the politicians are basically just saying like, screw America because I'm trying to get reelected and get a job or my next job. And I can't do that because I won't get votes if I do that. That's basically what they're doing. If these people think that any of these people care about them, it's a lie. It's a lie. I've said it for many years. I've said it many podcasts. If you drive around, I'm a Chicagoland guy. If you drive around any black neighborhood in Chicago, okay, any black neighborhood, predominantly North Lawndale, East Garfield Park, Austin, Inglewood, go over there by Jeffrey and stuff like that, up there in the hundreds or somewhere. Go up there. You will not see nothing but black people, good black people, and no white people. There's hardly no white people up there. And of all these liberals in Chicago love diversity so much, why aren't you living with them? That's my question. Why aren't you living with them? Because you know what? When you get on your little cell phone cameras and you're out here saying, I'm with them, I'm with them, this and this, why ain't you living with them then? Why ain't you living with them then? I get it. You're doing the easy thing where you say, leave them alone. I'll march for you. I will get a coffee and we'll march. And then guess what? I'll wear a little pin and on my social media, I'll put a little black little square or something like that. But why aren't you living with them? And yeah, you'll see some white people living in black neighborhoods. It's always like a white chick that's dating a black dude. Whether she's cute or she looks like a goddamn, a white gorilla just walking around. You'll see some white homeless guys that are probably homeless or drug addicts. And then that's about it. You don't really see it. And I know it doesn't sound really nice to say. I'm not trying to be it in a mean way. I'm just always have been calling them out on like, if you're so down with them, dog, why don't you ever mess with them? You know what I'm saying? Why don't you ever mess with them? Yeah, I work with them. Everybody works with them. Okay, why don't you live with them? Because that tells you what's up, man. That tells me what's up. That there's something up with that you're not fully in on it. Or you know something that I know also. You don't want to go near the crime, possibly, right? Is that what's up? You don't want to be maybe a victim? I don't know. You use the imagination. I don't need to say the words. I could say the words, but I'll get no views on YouTube if I ever say that. Any social media, I get flagged and you don't get any. Dude, don't say nothing like this on YouTube. This is like, don't ever say anything like this on YouTube. Like part of this podcast, I probably have to cut out. Like I can't clip this up and put it on YouTube. It will get no views. It's so funny how you'll see like this video's got 4,000 views. This video's got a couple thousand views. This one's got this, that. And then you do clip a video like this in between all of them. Motherfucker get 4 views. You go, what? 4 views? Oh, you didn't tag it right. Oh, I didn't tag it right? I don't think so. Yeah, but this is how it is, man. I tell you, dude, you can't let in 14 million people. And I get it. It's like, I guess since you made it here, it's like you're here. First of all, how do you let in 14 million people and expect housing to stay the same? Okay, because we're not building houses that fast. I mean, 14 million people is clearly a lot of people, right? You wonder why housing's outrageous? You let in 14 million people. You wonder why the American dollar, there's like crazy inflation? You printed so much money to pay for all those 14 million people. Again, most Americans have no problem with folks coming into the country from anywhere, okay? Just when you come to the country, get with the program. All right, that's it. We're Americans. Do your best to be Americans with your style and your flavor. I get it. We ain't trying to have you shed your culture. But make sure you get down with the program because guess what? If I went to Mexico, I'm getting down with the program. If I went down to Dubai, I'm getting down with the program. I went to Japan, I'm getting down with the program. I go to China, I'm getting down with the program. Okay? You go to Spain, I'm getting down with the program. I'm not going there going, hey, dog, now we doing it like this. No. Get with the program. And also, most Americans have no problem with folks coming here. But listen, pay for yourself. Okay? When you come here, pay for yourself. All right? Because I don't expect to move to Italy and have Italy pay for me. I don't expect to move to Dubai and have Dubai pay for me. Okay? I don't expect to move to any country in the world. I'm not moving to Brazil and going, hey, you guys are paying for me. Put me up in a nice hotel. And I want all my meals paid for. And also I want a debit card with, money on it so I can get around with. Listen, if you're coming to the country, pay for yourself. Okay? That's it. All right. When you're coming here and you're putting your kids on daycare vouchers and they're getting paid for, when you're coming here and you're getting your housing paid for, when you're coming here and you're getting Section 8 and you're getting food stamps and that whole thing. And then also when you're here for years on that, I don't want to pay for it for a month. I don't even want to give you 1 month. If you can't come to a country and pay for yourself, don't come to the country. Okay. I know that sounds mean for people out there that just love handing out money. I'm trying to be a responsible guy here, okay? If you can't pay for yourself, don't come to the country, all right? I get it. I get it. We take folks that are like, hey, there's war over there and they're running from like warlords. I get that. Maybe. But it better be that. It better be that. And also, if you're running from a country that you're saying that you're seeking asylum from, there ain't no vacationing back there, okay? You ain't running from some country that they were trying to kill us. And then 5 years later, you're going back there to vacation, or 2 years later, you're going back there to vacation and bringing back everybody's souvenirs, all your people, and going, oh, I'm living it up over there. Oh, yeah, let me come over here for a month and kick it with y'all. No, you ain't going back there, bud. And when you do, you ain't getting back in, dog. I thought you were running from these people. I thought you were running from that. And now you want to come back here and get back on the free shit? Man, get out of here, man. Pay for yourself. Most people are down with folks coming here, but pay for yourself. And if you're going to be on some kind of housing, it's a very short amount of time. If you're going to be on some kind of food stamps, it's a very short amount of times with no extensions at all. Either come here, get down with it, and love this country. I better not hear you bashing this country online. I better not hear your kids bashing this country. I'm not even talking first generation. Like, you know what burns me though? Sometimes when I see like a 20-something-year-old or something like that, and he was like, yeah, my parents came here and I was born here, but I don't really like this country. You get the fuck out too, man. You know what I'm saying? You can get the fuck out too. Go back to your shit-ass country that your parents came from with your parents, and you got to go. Because guess what? I wouldn't be going to Mexico and being talking like that. I wouldn't go to Dubai and talking like that. I'm not going to China, Germany, Poland, any country. I'm not going to Africa and any of the 54 African countries and bad-mouthing if I'm living there. And they're actually feeding me and housing me and welcoming me in. And you're bad-mouthing it, and your kids are bad-mouthing it, that should be one of those things where you tell your kids, don't ever open up your mouth about this country. Don't you ever open up your... And I'm not trying to control them. I'm just saying, if we saved you, why are you or your kids bad-mouthing our country? Other than that, dog, pay for yourself, get down with the program, be a success, sky's the limit, and enjoy the fruits of America. And enjoy it. And let's get it, dog. And let's be happy. I don't understand how that's asking much. I don't know how that's asking much. I don't know how the jump to illegals cannot vote. I don't know how that's not asking much. You're not from this country. I don't give a shit if you're living in Atlanta or if you're living in Chicago. If you're not illegal, you cannot vote. I'm sorry. Okay? I don't understand why it's a crazy idea to have voter ID. I don't understand how that's like a right-wing idea. Okay? Yeah, if I want to buy liquor, I need ID. I want to get on a plane, I need ID. Hell, you need the real ID to get on a plane now, but you don't need the real ID to vote? That tells you what's up, man. That tells you what's up, dude, right there. Because then you know the fuckery is coming around with that. That's what's up. Okay? And it's real common sense stuff, people. Real common sense stuff. You know, when the federal government goes, hey, we want to see your books on, certain things of, these entitlement programs. Can we look into the books? And they go, no. You know something's up. Listen, if your girl is acting a little shady and you want to look into her phone, or if your girl is looking at you a little shady and she wants to look in your phone and you tell her, no, you cannot look in my phone. But you can look in my phone in 20 years from now, or 75 years from now, like they do JFK and they do Epstein files and they do COVID files, where they go, yeah, you can look at it in like 70 years from now. That tells you everything. When your girl says you can't look at it for 70 years, but then I'll let you look at it, you don't need to know the answer. You got the answers. All right, you don't need the little details. You got the answers. Something's up with her, and you gotta dump it. You got the answers already. When the government is not letting you in to look at certain things, whether it's Epstein, whether it's entitlement programs in certain sanctuary states of how much they're paying out, and let me get an audit. When somebody's against Doge, where it's like, hey, let's put our computers on it and see where all the money's going, and then we got to ask some questions, and they go, no. Or they're fighting it tooth and nail. They go, no. What are they doing? Dude, right there, you've already told me the answer. Like, because if you're down with the government and you're with us as a government, you'd go, here, look into it. Go right ahead. We got nothing to hide. If you got nothing to hide, why are you trying to hide it? Guys, Bustin' Balls Podcast, Eric Pinnell's comedies. You can find me on social media also. Bustin' Balls Podcast, you can find on social media. If you like the podcast, please share it around. If you don't like the podcast, you can fucking kick rocks and suck dick, dog. I don't give a shit, okay? This is me and this is who it is. Hope everything's good. Hope you're putting titty nipples in your mouth. I hope your old lady's staying off your back. And go get that money. Bustin' Balls Podcast. Thanks for listening, guys.